work it.
For
B-side, Faye.
B-side, Faye.
Welcome to the Developmental Focus Point. I'm your host, Bo Scarbrough, and with me are my two co-hosts, Alabama legend, Christion Jones, one of the greatest returner ever, and Blake Sims, one of the best quarterbacks that ever came through Alabama. And we are brought to you by Workspace Solution and Oakmont Financial Partner. What's up, Blake? What's up, Christion?
What it
How
do,
y'all
bro?
boys
What it
doing?
do? What it do? What it do?
I know we was on last week, man, but it feel like it been about 3 weeks.
Yeah. It always feel like it's 2 weeks, man. Every time, bro.
Yeah, how you been doing?
Man, everything's smooth, bro. Everything's smooth this way, man. You know, just getting guys ready to go, man. In terms of training and 7-on-7, dog. Just it's everyday grind, brother.
How that 7-on-7? How that 7-on-7 been turning out?
Oh, it's been smooth. It's been real smooth. We off this week, so we haven't had any practice or anything. We'll pick up and practice Tuesday and Thursday of next week. And then we'll be in Knoxville on the 1st and the 2nd for a pylon tournament,
April?
man.
1st and the 2nd of April?
Of April, yep. Next weekend.
Oh, that what's up, man.
Yeah,
well, how many games y'all done played already?
So we've been in 3 tournaments. All of them was in Georgia. We've been in Georgia, and this will be our first time. Well, 2 of them was in Georgia. One was in Birmingham, and we'll be in Knoxville. And then we go back to Georgia on the 15th and 16th, which will be our last tournament.
Yeah, I still got to get y'all.
Yeah, whenever, bro. Whenever. We would love for you to get that at least by the last tournament, the 15th and the 16th.
Yeah, that'll be easy. You just whatever color, and just let me know.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, I'm gonna head on into the topic of what we wanted to talk about tonight, and that's about these young kids that now coming out around the time where we were coming out, and where we were, like, we didn't pay attention to the ranking boards or what spot that we was in. We were just playing football because we loved the game and we were competitive. And I just want to know what's your thought on these kids nowadays that's so interested in their ranking and their star that they have and now the whole 9 yards. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. You've been through the whole process. You was a top recruit. You was rated as an athlete because you played more than one position. So what's your thoughts on the kids that are paying more attention to the rankings instead of paying attention to what's going on right now in front of them? Is that their team?
I think that's what's being presented to them because that's what's out there, right? Social media is a powerful tool. Technology has boosted up everything in life, period. So I think not only when we were growing up, we had our uncle, cousin, grandma, auntie telling us how good we was. Now these kids have a guy who don't even know anything about football, don't even know anything about them, telling them how good they are, ranking them. So now a lot of these guys compare themselves through the rankings, and it can hurt and it can help depending on who the player is and what type of mentality that he has. I don't think looking at rankings necessarily destroy or hurt a kid because who's to say we would have had an extra boost or an extra push on our career if we would have known where we was coming out. But I think it was a tremendous help for us at the time because
I'm gonna interrupt you right there. Do you think that if we had that, we'll be better than we were?
I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna necessarily say I think we would be better. I think what we would have been more conscious of the guys coming in and more conscious of the people who we could level ourselves. So when I was coming out of school, I had no understanding of, the top players in the state, top players in the country. I learned about top elite football players when I came to Bama. So if I wasn't going to a camp or if I wasn't at a 7-on-7 team, I did not know who the top athletes were. I did not
Right.
know.
Exactly.
And so I think it's good publicity for these kids to be able to know, okay, this guy here, this guy here, this guy here, because a lot of times these kids are able to connect with top players and top recruits before they even go to a school.
Right.
I didn't know, like, Bo, I knew you. I knew Vinny Sinceri. I knew the guys who were in the state of Alabama because I played against you guys. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I didn't know who a lot of guys were coming out into school unless I was either visiting a school or I was, like I said, at a camp or a 7-on-7. So for us, I think in our generation, I think it would have been more so of a distraction because it would have been unfamiliar. It would have been us getting a big head, us like, oh man, I'm on Rivals, I'm on 24/7 Sports, or I'm on Scout. They saying I'm this, they saying I'm that. So I think it would have been a distraction for us because in the time we were brought up, I know for me specifically, social media was just now reaching a level of relevancy. You know what I'm saying? That's when Twitter started being relevant. Instagram had started peaking up. So I'm not going to say it would have hurt us, but it would have kind of distracted us from everything that we had going on and what we were trying to do.
Right. Well, I'm gonna refer back to when you said that you can make a lot of connection with the guys before you go to school with them,
Mm-hmm.
and I am part of that because I went to camps because I was invited to them and everything was being paid for, because like when I was playing, I didn't know that I was ranked, number 6 overall in the nation,
Right.
and number 1 athlete in the nation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know all that. I God called me, hey, we want you to come to this camp that we got in Atlanta. We gonna pay for it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have everything paid for, food and everything. And I asked my mama, and she said yeah. So I'm thinking I'm just going to a camp because what I'm saying, that's what I seen Malcolm Johnson and Jane Cox do, and
Right.
so I'm just going to the camp. I'm not knowing that I'm going up against the number 1 linebacker, the number 2 corner, and when I went to camps, I went to him as a running back.
Right.
And because I knew that, what I'm saying, I didn't want to do running back routes out of the backfield. I knew I was very good at, receiving.
Mm-hmm.
So again, like you said, it's a good thing because I built that relationship with Ruben. I built that
Mm-hmm.
relationship with Deshaun Hand. I built that relationship with Rashawn Edmonds. I built that relationship with a lot of guys that Dre Clark, he ended up going to LSU. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when I see these guys, they be remembering me from camp, from where
Right.
I done. But
Right.
it's like I
But
never
Bo,
paid.
Bo, I'm
But
gonna say this. I'm gonna say this though,
I
Bo.
never paid attention to the rankings though. I
That's what I was
never
gonna
knew
say.
about the rankings. It was just, I just thought that we were just at the camp. You know what I'm saying? Being invited just to, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Play football. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Because
But see,
that's what we
Bo,
did
I
in the
think now they able to not only see where they're ranking at, they're able to communicate with these people. Like, we were able to see, certain things. We weren't able to see the whole picture. They're able to see the whole picture. But I think the problem lies with these guys seeing the whole picture is that picture is not relevant. It's not artificial.
exactly.
It's not real because you still haven't been to the school. You still haven't put on pads. You still haven't played a down. You still haven't did anything to build trust with your coach, trust with the team, to be able to solidify yourself as a person that's going to be dominant for organization. So I think the problem is the kids now are believing what they see. You know, they're believing what they see. They're not believing what they do no more. They're not believing in the actions. They just believe in Joe Blow over here told them, man, Horia State, they ain't got no cornerback, and you the top cornerback in the country. Why wouldn't you go there? See, it's more in depth. They looking at comments. They're not just looking at the post. They looking at comments. They looking at what this guy said, what this guy said, and they're painting their own picture around it instead of trusting. There's a loss between trust of the player and the coach that's recruiting them at the school. Like when we were coming up, we had full trust and belief in the coach. Like we all went to Bama, so we had whoever was recruiting us, the O-line coach, the special teams coach, it didn't matter. Whoever was recruiting us, we had full trust in what they were doing, what they were saying. It's just now it's to the point where everybody has a voice, bro. That's the problem. That's the problem with social media and these kids being able to look at things and take it for what it is and make it their own narrative. Everybody got a voice. Everybody able to say and put their input out there and feel however they want to feel, whether we look at it right or wrong, whether another coach look at it right or wrong. Everybody got a voice, and I think young athletes, our adolescents, shouldn't be voicing their opinion this early, bro. That's the problem.
Exactly. And I'm gonna read this question because it go with what you just said. It said, "How do you guys feel about these kids getting covered from major networks such at a young age? They're getting press conference early on."
Bo. This is what it is now. And it's just like NIL, it's just like transfer portal. You either gonna accept it or you're gonna get buried in the dirt. You know what I'm saying? So what we gotta do, I think what we gotta do is with these major networks covering these guys, there has to be more training. Okay, so y'all remember, every last one of us, y'all remember training camp. Every day of training camp, there's a new speaker come in, right? Every day of training camp, there's a new speaker come in. And they're coming in to reinforce some of the things that Coach Saban already said. They're just being more technical about it. So I think it is imperative that organizations, universities, get people in front of these kids and let them know, okay, yeah, it's cool to be involved in social media, obviously, because you get paid for your name, image, and likeness. Where do most of your name, image, and likeness come from? Social media. All right, but it's a way of doing things. Okay, if we was to get hired right now by a big time corporation, we're going to go through training on how to properly reflect that organization, right?
Exactly. And the same thing, the same way how Coach Saban had people come in and coach us up on how to talk to the media.
Facts.
And that's why Alabama players know how to talk to the media when it comes to tricky questions. For an example, I got asked a trick question 2 weeks ago, and he say, "What are the goals that I have for this season?" You know what I'm saying? So basically, that that's a trick question because it goes back to me making it all about myself.
Mm-hmm.
So how I answered that question is my main goal is to be a leader to this team. You know what I'm saying? And to lead them back to a national championship, and to stay mentally strong, and whatever, what I'm saying, whatever I said. But I know that I said that is me being a better leader than I was last year.
Yeah.
And that's what it have to come, and that's what it come down to when the big network asking these kids these tricky questions. that put themselves in a position that maybe some of them can back it up, but maybe some of them can't.
Yeah.
Like I don't agree with telling your personal goal to the world,
Mm-hmm.
especially in the media, and you know the media will bring you up. As soon as you do something, guess what's gonna happen?
Take you
They
down,
gonna
baby.
bring you right back down. Cause you can do 1,000 good things, but soon as you do that one bad thing, you all of a sudden, like what?
A bad guy.
A bad person.
Mm-hmm.
He's a thug. Uh, he can't do nothing right. He don't follow the rules. But a minute ago, he was a great guy. This a great football player. I just talked to him. This a great basketball player. I just talked to this kid. He got a head on straight. He go to school for kinesiology. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying?
But see,
Building them
Bo,
up.
that's where these kids got to realize that the player is the one getting built up, not the person. That's why
Right.
it's so easy to tear down the person.
Exactly.
Because usually the person or the player, I'm sorry, usually the player has made a off the field problem, and that's
Right.
what get torn down. And when they tear down you as a person, it overrides you as a player because this is what they're trying to say who you are.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Basically, judgment.
Judgment, bro. Judgment.
Yeah. It says from Roll Tide 65, follow up the question for Christion Jones and Blake. How do you convince the young men to focus on or pay more attention to what you're trying to provide versus the outside stuff?
Mm. Well, I speak on that. I think to focus on what you can provide, it takes you to have some type of personal goals and personal dignity about yourself. Like I feel like if you're going to focus on what you can provide for another team, there are two columns in goals in terms of anybody playing sports or anybody in life. There's the organizational goals, and then there's the personal goals. And a lot of these guys right now, they don't have any personal goals. That's why they doing anything and everything. That's why they're just out here freelancing because goals usually everybody mess up. Everybody gets off course, but goals usually remind you of why you're here and what you're here to do. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I feel like these kids are at a point now, they're just doing any and everything. Like we said, we talked about social media, we talked about the music, we talked about videos, we talked about things that they see on Instagram, on Twitter. It's all about realigning and centering yourself to what your personal goals are in life. And I don't think a lot of kids have that. But you guys can tell me different. But I just feel like kids nowadays have no personal goal. Trent, what it do, boy? Talk to me, baby.
What's going on?
What up, Trent? TR3.
And listen, man. I just got off the phone with my other show with one of our brothers, man, Eddie Lacy, bro. And it was an amazing show, man. He told me to tell all y'all, man, love y'all, man. He trying to get on.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, tell him we love him too, and we'll love to have him on the show.
For sure.
Out the gate.
That's all
Definitely.
on Instagram. He was trying to get on live. And I just told him to call in. But it was a surprise and a blessing for me to even have him on. Eddie don't do a lot of talking.
I
Right.
know it. Right. So you probably and a lot of people don't know where Eddie is.
Yeah. There's no
That's the thing.
love it out there.
But yeah, and
Hey, he in AZ, ain't it?
Yeah, he in AZ, man. He out there doing this thing. He bought a house out there, man. So his son,
Hey, AZ is the puppet.
and his son about to turn 6 or 7. He said,
6 or 7.
Eddie got kids now, man. He got a kid now. So
yeah.
Look at Eddie. He got somebody to watch cartoons with.
So
but on that move you was talking about, Bo, in terms of what the next work can provide for these kids, I think they're just using it the wrong way, bro, and they don't know how to use it. It's free
Right.
lane. It's free for all, bro.
I got you.
Yeah.
And
So what? Okay, so what I mentioned earlier about expressing your personal goal to the public, it Nick King said it's bad for players to make their own personal goal and team goals public. No, I'm not saying team goals cannot be public, but personal goal is definitely it's a personal thing, especially in sports. Because if you tell your personal goal on a network and you this type of player and you know how players is at Alabama, everyone considered a top player even if you the second string, right?
Right.
And if you tell your personal goal and you don't live up to them and you don't live up to them personal goal that you have told the world to, they're gonna tear the kid down. He gonna be discouraged because guess what? He gonna feel like he let the whole world down because he have told the whole world what his personal goals are.
Right.
Now you put so much pressure on this kid because he trying to live up to that personal goal that he didn't told the world. But when you have a personal goal in sport, that's why you don't tell anyone because if you don't succeed at that goal, you can make that goal that next year.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. But at the
and
same
you and,
time,
and
though,
it can motivate you as well. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta think about it, Blake. If you got millions of people coming, if you quarterbacks for an example, okay, I'm gonna use running back for an example. I'm a running back. And they gonna say personal goal. I'm hypothetically speaking. I want to rush for 2,000 yards, have 22 touchdowns, have what I'm saying, have over at 100 carries, I got 2,000 yards, 22 touchdowns, 700 receiving yards. You know what I'm saying? Okay, boom. The season come, I got 12 touchdowns, 900 yards, 68 carries, 400 receiving yards. How you think they gonna make that young player feel when he got a million people coming at him saying,
I ain't gonna lie, Bo. 69 carries, 900
yeah,
yards. You just went crazy.
no, no,
I'm just
no,
saying,
no, no,
bro.
no,
I know what
Hey,
no.
you
bro.
said, Bo.
I'm just saying,
But I'm
like,
saying like 66, like bro, 68 carry. I mean 68. Um,
Bo, you said,
68
Bo, look,
targets.
68
68.
carries, 900
No,
yards.
no,
You
no,
just
no.
lost your mind.
Exactly. But I'm saying like for 60, like Christian, if you get 68 targets, you mean to tell me you only gonna have 700 yards?
Nah, hell, nah. Better not.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Nah, I already knew what you were saying.
right,
I'm
but
just picking with you,
I'm
cuz.
agreeing with you, bro. I'm agreeing with you, but what I'm just saying though, like what happened to keeping things to yourself?
That's what I'm
Like,
Yeah,
saying.
that's what
No,
he
no,
was
no, no, no,
saying.
you know,
no. That's
Right.
what
yeah,
I'm
and
saying.
I'm with you. That's why I was saying
That's what
I
I'm
agree with what
saying.
you're saying. I never said I
No, no,
didn't
I was
disagree. I was
going.
just adding to it.
I was referring back to what the guy had asked. He was asking, Is it bad to keep? Is it bad to tell the public your personal and team goal?" I said, "No, it's not bad to tell your team goal because guess what? Your team goal is to what? Win the championship, right?
Right.
No
Right.
But when you
facts.
have personal goal, people don't supposed to know your personal goal because the key word is what? Personal. So
Personal.
why would
No,
I tell
I
you?
agree. I agree with you
So why would I
110%.
tell you
I was just
something
adding to it.
personal and I gotta work extra hard to live up to it behind closed doors? And when I tell them and when I tell these millions of people on the network about it, now I'm not I'm so I'm you so you got so much pressure that you doing too much and it'll hurt your body because you trying to live up to that. You trying to live up to what you done told these people instead of let, keeping it personal and control what you can control.
It's like sometimes, bro. Grandma made that cake. We know we just ate. You know, grandma just baked that cake. That cake just came out that oven, man. And sometimes it be looking good. It be looking, and you know it good, but we'll cut. You know, say we'll bite out more than we can chew. You know, it ain't that you're not capable of, like Steven Sorrell said. I think the public goal thing happened to Trey Sanders. He stated he would win a Heisman with Bama, and I'm sure that added pressure on him. I mean, coming to Bama, but coming to Bama add pressure on you regardless. So
you say what now? Say that again.
Coming to Bama adds pressure on you regardless.
Exactly,
so hold on, Bo. Listen to this though. I don't think Trey was wrong for, and this agreeing with you. I don't think Trey was wrong for thinking he can win Heisman at Bama, because that's everybody know that's possible. That's possible as a freshman.
That's running back mindset anyway.
Huh?
That's a running back mindset coming in.
But I'm saying at Bama, I'm saying specifically at Bama, that's possible for you to come in and win Heisman at running back. That's possible because it's proven. It's in the proof is in the pudding. If you come in here and do what you got to do, you can win Heisman. But like you said, stating that type of goal, that's a personal goal. I think that, like Steven said, that adds triple pressure, because let's just say, like Derek freshman year, right in camp, Derek, I think broke his ankle. So if Derek had the mindset in May or in spring, I'm finna win Heisman, because Derek was going crazy in freshman year. Cannot lie. Derek was going crazy in freshman year before he got injured. And if Derek would have got in a situation and felt the pressure overwhelm him, he would have never won Heisman 2 years later, bro, because of what bro said, it's extra pressure. So my point is, and I'm speaking just on Bama, obviously, if you come into Bama and you have personal goals to do anything astronomical, you should keep it to yourself, because like we said, it's already pressure on us, bro. So if you was to just tweak, not even break none, tell none, you just tweaked your ankle, or that can mess with you.
Exactly. And that's what and that's what I'm saying.
So yes, to your point, do not express. I tell kids all the time, write it down, make it plain. Write it down. It's something you can look at. You don't have to go around telling everybody. And with that same mindset, I also believe in speaking things to existence. But I believe in speaking things to existence in people who believe in you, who genuinely believe in you. Right. I don't think speaking things into existence mean going to Walmart telling everybody that I meet, or to everybody that noticed me, that I'm finna win Heisman. Nah, it's like talking to the bros, like talking to y'all when we at the crib, just talking, just kicking rock, like, hey, y'all boy know I'm finna win Heisman. And you know what I'm saying? Because you guys gonna genuinely see my work. You guys gonna genuinely
see. Motivate, and
y'all gonna motivate. Exactly.
Right, because I remember going through it with Derek. You know what I'm saying? And I told Derek when he won that year, he won. I said, bro, you gonna win Heisman. He said, for real, how you know that? I said, bro, look, you when Mark won Heisman, you got more numbers than him right now in the season, not even over. We ain't even played against Auburn yet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you rushed for 200 on Auburn. You was almost 200 a game.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm like, bro, watch. I believe in you. You gonna win the Heisman. But look, what I said, you gonna remember that day we standing on this sideline. It's a little cool, around that time. We can't wear no long sleeves, so we out there in the little sleeves we used to cut off. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I told him that, and look what happened. He won.
That's the point, bro.
I'm gonna ask Trent the same question that I asked you. So Trent, and I know you were way before. I'm not gonna say way before our time, but a little ahead of us, like 4 years ahead of me. I mean, you played with Christion Jones.
What you were 3 ahead of me, huh? 2 ahead of me, or something like two ahead of me.
He
Two
left
guard.
early. If we got, he left early too.
Yeah, but he's still 2 because he was a junior and I was when I was a senior, so he was
Oh,
2 years ahead.
so you
Yep.
only played 1 year with him.
Mm.
So Trent, how do you feel about the kids nowadays looking at their rankings and so caught up in their rankings and not focus on what they got going on in front of them, like their high school football season or whatever what I'm saying they got going on. Instead they focus on the rankings and looking up at rivals and ESPN top 100 and
Mm-hmm.
these new things that they have by now. What's your thought on the kids that doing that now compared to when you was coming out? Like, you probably didn't even look. We didn't even have the board to even look at the rankings to
Right.
see where we was, you know what I'm saying? So what's your input on that?
Well, for me, bro, when I was coming out, we only had robbers and scouts, right?
Mm-hmm.
ESPN came on like at the end, like my last year in high school.
And
So
those was the only three for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and so for me, bro, like I was nowhere on the stage that everybody that went to big schools was getting noticed and all that. Like I'm from little Pensacola. We didn't have some great players, but we didn't have all the media coverage. You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't have like last time we had media coverage like that was Emmitt Smith or Derrick Brooks. You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't
Yeah.
have it was a surprise for people to see me. I had to go earn every damn star I got. You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like no, like I wasn't a 4-star because I went to Hoover. I wasn't a 5-star because I went to Hoover or Thompson. Those type schools. It was I had to go have 407 yards the first game of the season to even get 4 stars. You get what I'm saying? Or 3 stars against a straight school.
Right.
And so for me, like I looked at the rankings of the like, oh, I want to be the number one player in the nation types. Like, and it wasn't me saying it, it was me putting my head down, be doing what I had to do, be playing NCAA and see what I wanted my rankings to be, how
Yeah.
strong you know what I'm saying? Like I used to look at that to critique myself on, okay, you did this, or you only putting up this stat, so you only this strong, so I need you to get strong. You know what I'm saying? Like and I'm telling this to myself.
Right.
So to go back to answer your question of guys with personal goals and stuff, like me, and it took me to get older to realize this, right? Me having personal goals was probably the worst thing ever for me when I got to the NFL, right?
Mm.
And I say that now because I've learned getting older. Let's start setting objectives with no limitation. And what I mean by that, y'all, because goals are good, goals are, and that's what we learned growing up. You know what I'm saying? We learned to set a goal. And there's nothing wrong with setting goals. But now as I'm older, bro, I don't want to set something and already know the end of it. You get what I'm saying? Like I want to be able to, if I don't reach that, it's not a letdown. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
Right.
like now
Exactly.
the objective is to you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna get to the NFL and I'm gonna be great. And I'm gonna be the best running back ever. But I don't want it to be the end because if I'm just the best, if I just make it to the NFL, now I'm cutting myself short. You get what I'm saying? Like the year before we won that
Right.
championship, their whole thing was to get to the SEC championship. So they got there, they didn't win it. You know what I'm saying? They didn't know how to answer that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Like that's
agree.
how I thought about the SEC championship in 2008.
I agree,
And
dog.
so a little bit farther, you get what I'm saying? And so they felt like they failed and they got beat against Utah in 2008 too in the bowl game. You get what I'm saying? Like so we
Yep.
took it a little
Right.
bit farther
Yeah.
when we got in school. And so, and I'm saying this, and it's not to, and this is a teaching lesson for all of us. Like let's start setting objectives, bro, with no limitations, because I don't want my ending to be my beginning. Because if it don't happen now, as a child, as a kid, to where doubting myself or all these people saying this and saying that. Now, you can have objectives for the team. You can have goals for the team. But as far as myself, I'm not limiting myself to just make it to the NFL no more. I'm not limiting myself to just be the best talk show in Alabama. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? Like I want
Right.
more. And it might not happen when we want it to happen. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Christion, you've been coaching for how long now?
I've been coaching out for this will be my second year.
And with that, you have came a long way, but you have fell down on some stuff. You didn't okay, all right, I learned this. You get what I'm saying? Like
Right.
you done came a long way from your knee surgery, your ACL surgery.
Right.
Like, but you had to learn that time. You had to go through that. And it was like, okay, well, do I stop doing this now? Like, do I give up on this now because everybody's saying that, oh, I'm a bust, or this didn't happen. It's taking me too long. Like if I mean for real, if we want to, call it for spades, like hell, they could have called Kirby Smart a damn bust until last year.
Right. Not
Right.
for real.
Right.
For real.
And I feel what you're saying, Trent, because when I broke my ankle, I thought I would never walk again.
Bro, I've been in that place, dog. I was 2 years and I couldn't walk in high school. Like people don't. I didn't play football to my junior year, bro. And I had a child at the time. And I say, and we talk about that, know what I'm saying? But people don't know how serious that spot for my life was, bro. Like I could have gave up because I was supposed to be a freshman sensation, all this other shit. But bro, I only played 2.5 games my freshman year, and I only played 1.5 games my sophomore year. You get what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I could have been like, man, this ain't gonna work. And man, they saying this in the paper. They saying I'm fragile. They saying this and that. But I did not saying the objective was to be the best player, dog. Like to be the best player to
Right.
come to ever. Like that was the objective. Like at one time, bro, I had over 30-something coaches on the field for a spring game. And it was all big schools.
And I can believe it. And
I know I can believe it.
because I was in that same position.
I believe both of
So
you.
we have from Roll Titus 65 for Trent. He said, interesting how TR3 handled this type of ass in AD now. How does he keep his athlete trust over the ranking or social media comments?
I'll say that again. Hold on.
How does you keep your athletes trust over the rankings or social media comments?
Because I'm gonna go back to what Christion said too long ago. When did we start caring about what the media say? And if you a
Right.
star film or what social media don't make or break y'all when it comes to putting out film, when it comes to working your ass off. Anybody can put up a clip and say, oh, I'm out here putting in work and they only doing one rep. Shit, Grunt told y'all not too long ago when he was working out with Tampa when they went through the COVID, shit, all he did was take off his shirt in one video and put a different shirt on, and it made it look like he was doing a conditioning test. And he wasn't doing the damn thing. You get
You
what
ain't
I'm saying?
doing nothing.
And that's coming from one of the GOATs.
Right.
But it's like, bro, you can't let that. You got to beat it in these kids. Different day and age. These kids do believe in social media, and they do believe in what the outside world is talking about. Because you got to think about this too, man. And I learned this the other day too. Like the cell phones are the new TVs. Like the cell
Yeah.
with social media. That's like every time. That's how they. You know what I'm saying? That's how they look us. So that's what they learning from. So we got to be.
And that's what taken away from the real social life.
Yeah.
That's why these boys, when they get to Bama, don't know how to socialize because they so into their
Clicked
phone.
up.
But it's so crazy you say that, right? It's social media right now, right? You gotta think about it. You think about your mom and your dad or whatever. And I don't know if anybody been in a married household or or your grandparents. You think about how they grew up, or you think about how we grew up, right? Like back in the day, to date a girl, mothers used to have to go up to somebody's door and knock on the door, or get their number, this and that. Man, I'm in Mexico and I'm asking these players out here in Mexico last year, like, man, how y'all Y'all talking to all these chicks, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Y'all finding all these. We just tell them we want, ask for their social media, ask for their Instagram. So right now, I can go look up, and I know this is a little bit off top, but I can go look up a chick way in New York and be like, hey, let me DM her or let me like her picture and see what she bite back. You get what I'm saying? Instead of meet your folks or going to have that conversation with your daddy, or know what I'm saying, or think about this, right? The people when folks used to get married, and this is going back talking about being able to socialize. It'd be somebody around the neighborhood, around the church, or something like that, or know what I'm saying, somebody you might bump into into the club, or somebody around your school that you do know. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't so, oh, I'm finna go talk to let's go way out there in Alaska. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right.
And now see my wife 4 months. You know what I'm saying? 4 months from there. Or she my chick and I'm flying her out, or I'm flying to her. Like we had to like learn how to socialize and all this up. Like it's so different, man.
Exactly.
It's I don't even want to say it's toxic, bro, but it's a different way of
It's
life, bro.
very toxic, Trent.
Is it? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Very toxic. Very toxic.
But
Very toxic.
it's hurting our kids because they don't know how to socialize on and articulate on a different level, bro. So when they get in front of these coaches and these Fortune 500 companies, or these
They don't know how to talk.
they don't know how to talk, they don't know how to respond. All they know is cool, okay, seeing live, and it's just like, bro, like it's so much more out there. And I think that we equip these kids with too much of different avenues to be relevant in a way that they're very irrelevant in life.
Right. And to go back to what you said, they don't know how to talk to the big companies. And when the big company asks them, do they have any questions? Their course is always no. Knowing that you have a million questions, because guess what? You don't know a, a can of paint about this company. I don't think you know if they want to give you X amount of money, not knowing what's in the contract or what can end up possibly happening. I want to know the ins and outs. I
Yeah.
want to know what the worst can happen and what the best can happen.
Hey, Bo. Hey, Christian. Funny thing, right? I'm on YouTube, right? Funny thing. I'm trying to build a closet in my house. And so I'm like, man, let me go on YouTube and build this closet. I just got this closet. I just got this set out of Walmart or Home Depot. Let me go look on YouTube to see how to build. Because I ain't never been no goddamn closet. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Right.
play football goddamn life. I ain't
Right.
never had to show me this, you know what I'm saying, to show me the ropes with this. I ain't never had that. So looking at the video, they put a young lady on there. It could be in 4 feet tall, 120 pounds. She built that closet in 4 minutes. You know how long it took me to build that goddamn closet?
40 days.
A damn 3 weeks goddamn closet, bro. I'm mad as hell. I done had the shit the wrong way, turned upside down. And so instead of me learning it the proper way or going to school for this type of stuff, or getting somebody to know how to do it, I'm trying to be, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I can do this. She did it in 3 to 4 minutes. And
Right.
it took 3 to 4 weeks to do that damn closet. Mad as hell. I holes all in my damn closet, my wall now.
So David said, so what is the solution to social media dysfunction?
There is none. I mean, what we gonna take their phone?
Right.
We're gonna take their TV? Nah, what I said earlier, there needs to be etiquette.
You
Social
got
media
you got to
etiquette.
you have to be dedicated, like, so you have to be dedicated into knowing how to use your social media.
Yes, train, bro.
Not using your social media to go on there and say what these guys said at Alabama that don't need to be said, to the public. That they want to get out of Alabama. If you want to get out of Alabama, go to Coach Saban and talk to him like a man and tell him why you got to go tell the world that that's what you want to do.
And these kids gotta follow a dream. These kids gotta get back to, you watching ball and your heart get to beat when a certain team playing. That was almost like that's how we was, when we saw Bama, it was like, okay, yeah, we saw Florida. And all of us know when we were growing up, Florida was the it school. People don't realize that. When we were growing up, Florida was the place to be.
Florida,
Ohio State,
and
yeah,
Michigan.
and Michigan.
That was the top three.
Those was the places to be. But for me in the South, Florida was the school we always talked about. Like we were growing up, we were talking about Florida, like Demps, Rain. We wanted to be like those guys, But my point being is I want to answer this question with that statement, like, talking about how do kids protect themselves from their family and friends manipulating them with the NIL money. Once again, that's almost like the social media situation. It's never ending. It's to the point where how you gonna tell somebody who provided your way of life throughout your high school or middle school or even far back to elementary school that how can you tell him no when he's trying to manipulate you to take the biggest offer? That's why I said kids got to get back to having a heart and a love. And I feel like a love of the game is missing now that the money got involved. And I knew this was going to get this way because I don't have to love the game anymore. I can love the money. I can chase that. But when you chase the money, you're chasing the wrong things in terms of everything that comes behind the money. Right. When you chasing the love of the game, the money gonna follow you. You feel me? When I chase the game, my heart is at Arkansas. Okay, Arkansas is where your heart at? Where your uncle and your cousin and your auntie who you've been living with, because it's getting crazy to the point where a lot of these schools know who can manipulate these kids, right? So a lot of these schools reach out to the manipulators and tell them, and now they're using them as the puppeteer to convince the kid. But if this kid got a firm heart and know everything about what he got going on, and this is a place where he want to be, it's easy said than done. But sometimes these kids gotta lead a loved ones behind, right? Because kids, and listen to me here, big here. If your parent and if your family member will manipulate you now for some chump change, if you make it to the NFL, you're gonna be broke in 1 year.
Exactly.
Period.
Yeah, because what a lot of people don't know is the money that be shown on the internet, it ain't what you got.
No.
It ain't what you got.
No. So pay attention. Like, I'm not telling you to look down on your uncle, on your auntie, on your cousin, on your brother, on your sister. Just be aware, bro.
Just be aware.
Pay attention. There you go, bro. Pay attention.
This might be cliche, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell you like this. What would they do if you didn't have that money?
Hey, say that again. There's a couple people in the back.
What would they do if you didn't have that money? How they was gonna get that water bill paid, or how they gonna get that funeral paid for? How they gonna get gas in their car if they didn't have that? If you didn't have it, or how
they have to be working their job instead of quitting their job.
Or how they gonna borrow and they gonna say they're gonna give it back to you and never give it back to you, and you ask them for it, they look at you funny. How they were gonna do that without you playing football? They were gonna have to go get it, right?
Exactly. And they can still do that now.
Exactly. But I think, when you got guys that got I went through it. The big heart that I got, or had, but the big heart that I got, know what I'm saying? I went through that. Like, even when I was in college, like, I would get, like, my uncles, my people come down, I get them $100 for gas just to make sure they were straight. And I went through it, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, I get it. I've been there. It's hard to do that, but I was so protected at Bama to where when I got to the NFL, I didn't realize how serious that shit was.
Oh, yeah. I learned it at an early age.
And because my whole life I've been playing the game for the love of it. Like I never played because of the money. You know what I'm saying? And I always felt like if I had, you had.
And mine didn't come from money. Mine came from injuries. A broken ankle 9th grade year, torn ACL 10th grade year, 11th grade what I had, high ankle sprain, 12th grade torn meniscus, freshman year torn ACL, sophomore year broken ankle. I mean broken leg. You know what I'm saying? So
You think about that, Bo? How many of your family members or your friends or your cousins went through those injuries? You get what I'm saying? That's what people gotta have in their mind.
exactly.
How many of them
None.
got cussed out by Coach Jones? How many of them got mother sucked by you know what I mean? None
None.
of
And
them.
it's like
None.
right. And it's like you go through this rehab and all this other, alone. And it's like I've been injured so many times that like my second year, I ain't gonna say my second year, my second time tearing my ACL, which was at Bama, I didn't get discouraged or anything. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I already knew what it took to get back. I already knew what I had to do to get back. Because when I first broke my ankle, boom, no one called and checked. No one asked how I was doing. No one came. You know what I'm saying? But the ones that around now, yeah,
Right.
they did that. But the ones that was there for the ride, that's when the Lord, you know what I'm saying, shows you these people is not for you. And some people don't understand that. They just think that they hurt, okay, that this person can't come see them. Okay, so now you back doing what you were doing. Now you back on top. And now they saying, oh, boy, what's up, boy? I ain't seen you in a long time. Now
Right.
you blind to the situation because you back at the top and
You
you
back
ain't
at the
seen this,
top.
you know what I'm saying? You ain't seen this guy in a while. Now you buddy. But soon as you go down here, where he gonna be at? Is he gonna be there right there with you to pick you up, or is he gonna fade away and go ghost?
And I just think stuff like this got to happen more often, man, in terms of us delivering and giving people guidance through social media, because this is social media. And it's somebody out there watching. You can't reach them all. This generation is gonna get pulled 5 different ways, whether that's through the music, whether that's through entrepreneurship, leadership on social media, whether that's through TV shows, whether that's through athletes. They're gonna get pulled different ways. Parents, cousins, family members. It's just to the point now, bro. We have to continue to push and continue to try to set a standard based on, and not so much telling them not to do something, because this is the generation, they're millennials, we're millennials. Like, you can't really tell us not to do something. What we got to do is start having some standards and paths of which one to take. We know, and this is my last little spiel. We know Coach Saban never forced us to do anything. You ask outsiders will tell you Coach Saban Coach Saban was always and still is all about decision making. You can go left. Yeah, yeah, you feel me? Like, you can go left or you can go right. Okay, this is what left look like. Okay, this is what right look like. You choose. And what we got to start doing is just keep leaving that window open, bro, and just keep hoping that they're gonna make the right decision, dog.
And that's why Coach Saban always used to say, you gotta make a choice or a decision.
In everything.
And some people don't understand that.
It's a fact, bro.
And some people don't understand that.
Yeah.
So man, we at our time. So I'm gonna go around the room and how we do every week, what we got going on, what we got coming up. You know what I'm saying. And, what's next?
Oh, I jump off, man. Me, 7-on-7, train the kids individually. This podcast has blessed me tremendously, man, to be able to develop my speech, to be able to talk in front of people. This is like almost a communication class for me, man. So I appreciate being on this show. But next week we'll be at in Knoxville. My 7-on-17 will be at a Pylon tournament, man. It's gonna be Pylon hosts the best tournaments in 7-on-7 to me. They always upbeat. You play against some of the best talent. There are recruits, reporters, cameramen, all kind of stuff going on, man. So it's amazing to be able to have the opportunity to pour into these kids' life and get these kids a scenery they never seen before. So I'm just continuing to do that while we prepare ourselves for what's in the future, man. I'm just excited to be here, excited to be able to say these things to these kids, to people who watch this show, man. I'm excited about life, bro.
Didn't
Keep
you
God first, everybody. Keep God first, man.
didn't you say y'all play in Birmingham? Some
We already did, Bo.
y'all already did.
Yeah, we played in Birmingham in March. But here in the near future, I'm gonna just say this: in the near future, I'm reconstructing the team, and we're gonna try to get, instead of going out all the time, we're gonna get stuff put into Alabama, man. It's a lot of talent here. We finna start cranking up Alabama being one of the local spots for 7-on-7.
Right. All right. That's nice, man. That's huge,
Yes, sir.
especially for them kids, man.
No
You know
doubt.
what I'm saying? Being coached from you and from someone like you coming from Alabama, they'll be really dialed in and locked in
No
and
doubt.
you know what I'm saying, paying attention because of, you were somebody at Alabama and everybody knew who you were. So that's real big. That's real big. Well, what about you, Mr. AD slash Ropes with TR3? Who you got next on the big show on Tuesday? Tell her what you got going on.
Man, man, we out here now, man. I'm at the school now, man. At Shades Valley High School, putting up for basketball practice, getting these kids, and they still practicing a little bit. But man, right now we're gonna take that one of the AAU teams. We're taking them down to Nashville this weekend for a tournament. My oldest son team. It's a big tournament they got on. I don't know what it's called. It's a big tournament there, but it's a lot of top teams gonna be out there that's ranked in the nation. But man, we having fun, bro, and we rocking and rolling. Fit to start rolling to the spring stuff. Um, and start getting ready and conditioning for this next football season with these young fellas, man. They're privileged, bro, because we ain't have spring football when we was growing up, and they
Right.
able to get to level with that. Like I ain't learned about spring football until I got to high school. um, but yeah, man, get ready for next football season, bro. And the show, man, podcast, man. We always represent every time we get on there every Wednesday. And I'm excited to see you back in action, bro. Like I'm
Oh
excited,
yeah.
bro. I know you out here in Birmingham doing the team, leading the USFL. I'm ready to see you, bro. And with my other show, the roast with TR3. We had a good conversation on the other day. One of the questions, and I want you to think about this. Um, One of the questions was, what was your motivations to get you to the league, and what was a personal motivation, a selfish motivation you had? Like, what was it? Like, was it the girls? Was it the money? Or was it, because somebody said you couldn't? Or,
You said what was the motivation that what?
what pushed you to get to the league, and what was your personal motivation, a selfish motivation of yours that you had? You get what I'm saying? Was it a chick telling you that you couldn't date her because you wasn't this and that, or was it the money, or was it because you seen somebody in the hood do something like?
Man, my personal motivation of what getting to the league was because of that was something that we always dreamed of in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like we playing basketball and I'm calling myself Steve Nash, my boy calling himself Dirk Nowinski, and then we playing football. I'm calling myself Payne Man with the Madden jersey on, and you know what I'm saying. And boom, 2 years later collision football come around on the QB. So I'm back there like I'm paid man, you know what I'm saying? So we always had in our head that we wanted to play, you know what I'm saying, in the NFL.
Yeah.
So
So,
we
so
so we
tell
did
me,
what it took,
what
you know,
was
to get there.
yeah. So what was your selfish? What was one of your selfish motivations that you wanted to do, like wanted to prove or wanted to do? Like say like go spend some money somewhere, know what I'm saying, or go throw some money somewhere because somebody said you couldn't, or you weren't gonna make it that far, or you was too small, or you was injury prone, like something like that too. That was the next question. But listen, I know we got time. I know we ain't got enough time for all that, man. But that was the questions today.
Oh yeah, I can answer that right now because they said that I was an injury prone and that I run too high.
Yeah, yeah.
But guess what? When they say I run too high, every time someone get in the way, what happened? They get
Mm.
ran over, right?
Get your ass out the way.
Bo don't
Yeah.
play,
Like
man.
I told them, I'm not a guy that trying to juke you. I'm gonna run through you until you get tired. But yeah, man. As far as what I got going on, man, I'm in camp right now with the Birmingham Stallions up here in Birmingham. You know, today was our third day of practice, and you know, we off tomorrow. I may go down and attend Alabama Pro Day. I may not.
When they
Uh,
pro day is?
Tomorrow,
Oh, nice.
yeah, and make sure y'all request y'all video from Cameo for us, and
Hey man,
also on the first game, I will have a pop up shop for the T-shirts.
The
For
first game of the season?
Yeah, I will have a pop up shop here at the stadium, um, with my name and number on the back, and also don't forget that we will be at Paul Brown Museum on April the 25th and 26th, and I also will have Alabama gear there with my name and number as well. So
Is lit.
is up there. So man, I appreciate you guys for coming on, being on the show, taking out the time that y'all had taken out today to come and share, what I'm saying, some knowledge to the kids at what they need to hear, and hopefully they can take some from this video and learn from it. But that's all I got for tonight, man. Roll tide to y'all guys and stay
Roll
safe.
Tide, no doubt. Every time.
respect.